In this video, I'm reviewing the iFi Go Blue Air Portable Bluetooth DAC and Headphone Amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Check out the size of the iFi Go Blue Air here. It's amazing how tiny this little device is. It is priced at a mere $129. Before I get into all the details, I just want to go over how it actually works, because some people might be confused as to what this little thing actually does. So basically, get some earphones, plug it in here, turn it on, pair this with your smartphone, and there you have a wireless audio solution. It's as simple as that. And you know, the reason some people don't understand why use a separate device or a device separate from your phone. Well, it's because I don't like having dingly dangly dongles hanging out of my phone. I think it's an absolute nuisance, especially if you are on the move, out and about. And for me, this kind of thing is the perfect solution. This is the Shanling UP4, and this was my daily driver for like the last 2 or 3 years, just because the size, the usability, the functionality, consistency were all spot on. But now I've got this one here, so let's talk about it a bit more. First of all, the exterior. Lovely, isn't it? Got this sort of leather or protein leather cover on the front. On the back, it is transparent, and you can see the PCB and some of the circuitry inside. Mine looks a little bit different than most, and I'm going to get let's talk about this right now. You see, normally there is a little magnet glued into there, and that magnet helps you attach this lovely little clip here. Unfortunately, after only, I think, 2 days of use, I was just holding it in my hand, and it might have been user error, quite possibly, knowing myself, but I just sort of rubbed my finger over the clip sideways like that, and the thing just popped off, and now I'm without a clip. I'm so disappointed about that. Now, whether that is an issue that some people will face or if that is just me, I do not know. But I just wanted to mention that, get it out of the way. I did really enjoy using the clip, so it was really quite sad when that fell off. But don't let that detract you from this. I do not want to paint this in a negative light, because I actually really like this. So let's break it down a bit more. Okay. Now, on the side here, you've got a volume wheel, which is sort of rubberized. It feels really nice. It's grippy in the hand. It also acts as the play and pause button and the playback control. So, for example, a double click will advance to the next track in your playlist. On the left side, there is a tiny little button, and that is the power button. Pretty self-explanatory. On the right side, just under the volume knob, is another button, and that activates the sound effects, the DSP effects. The first one being X-Bass, which does exactly how it sounds. It amplifies or increases the bass level, but it does it in a really tasteful way. I think, like all other iFi products, the X-Bass is purely analog, it's not digital. And then in addition to that, you've got X-Space, which basically enlarges the sound stage. It does alter the sound signature slightly, but yeah, it makes the sound stage a bit bigger, increases the scale of things, if you will. And you can have one or both of those on at the same time. On the top here, we've got our headphone outputs, a single-ended 3.5mm and a balanced 4.4mm output. And on the underside is the USB Type-C port for charging. So, clip problems aside, you know, design-wise, I love this thing. Look how tiny it is. It is so darn small. But I haven't mentioned the internals yet. Inside of here, we've got a Cirrus Logic Master Hi-Fi DAC. Now, the specifications don't specify which Cirrus Logic DAC chip that is. It might be a CS43131, which we've seen in heaps of portable devices. It might be something else entirely. It might even be called the Master Hi-Fi DAC. I do not know. But what I can tell you is that it does carry that Cirrus Logic house sound, and what that means, you've got great end-to-end extension, really nice full-bodied bass, which depends obviously on your earphones or headphones, but you're not missing out on it. There's no bass roll-off. You get this really resolving yet somehow relaxed mid-range. It's nice and up front though. Great resolution overall, and then you've got this treble which is light and airy yet somehow slightly softened, and that is the trademark, at least to my ears, of those Cirrus Logic DAC chips. I should also mention at this point that the output power is 260 milliwatts from the balanced output and 165 milliwatts from the single-ended output. The battery life is about 10 hours. That can vary depending on what headphones you're driving and how loud you listen to your music. But for me, it's about accurate. I get around 10 hours, which is great. It's several days without me having to worry about charging the battery. But back to the sound, there's really no complaints I have. It's got a really black background, which means there's no subtle hiss or background noise that you can hear even with sensitive IEMs. And that power output is pretty respectable for a little device like this. It is more than enough to drive any in-ear monitors or earphones, and it is even powerful enough to drive several full-size headphones. But of course, nothing that is too demanding in terms of power, but overall it sounds really, really nice. It's got I would say a neutral sound signature, perhaps just a touch of warmth. And I've already spent over a month with this thing as my daily driver. Like I said, it used to be the Shanling UP4 here. One of the big disadvantages with the UP4 is it only had a 2.5 millimeter balanced output. That's kind of a legacy output. We've all kind of moved on to 4.4 now. That was a bit of a problem, although a lot of current IEMs come with modular cables, which does help. But yeah, anyway, I would say when it comes to sound signature, the iFi Go Blue Air is sounds a little bit more relaxed, although the resolution is every bit as good as the UP4. The UP4 just a touch brighter. And the UP4 has pretty much the same kind of battery life as the Go Blue Air, but it is a bit bigger and heavier. And then let's look at the FiiO Snow Sky Retro Nano, another little cool device, which I was considering using as my new daily driver because, yeah, once again, 4.4 millimeter balance output, pretty good battery life. This one's actually got a removable rechargeable battery, AAA battery, so that's pretty cool. But I found that I just prefer the simpler control mechanisms with the iFi Go oh my gosh, the iFi Go Blue Air, because it operates pretty much the same as the UP4, which is just my preferred style. It's so easy, really simple to use, yet does everything I need it to do. The Snow Sky does have a couple of extra features though. It does have a little display, and by the way, this thing is only like 50 or 60 bucks. It's outrageously cheap. And I'm not even sure if I mentioned the price. I think I did, but just in case, this is $129, so it's a pretty affordable little unit. Yeah, back to the Retro Nano here. Yeah, I just didn't vibe with the control setup on this one. It's a little bit more fiddly to use, although it is a great device. It also sounds really nice. Pretty similar sound signature between these two. I'd say more so than the UP4. But at this point, again, I'm just rambling, so I think I better wrap things up. Look, I like this a lot. This is going to be, at the moment, my new daily driver. I will be getting, oh yeah, I know probably people are going to ask me how this compares to the FiiO, what is it, the BT17? Now that would be the BTR17 or the BTR7. Short story, or the simple answer is I don't know, because I don't have either of those. However, I do have the FiiO BTR17 coming soon, so I will be able to do a comparison then. But for the moment, I'm using this on the day or on the daily, and yeah, it's a really cool device. I love it, but I just wish my little clip hadn't fallen off. I'm rather sad about that, but I shouldn't keep mentioning that because it's not that big of an issue, and hopefully it's not happening to other people. But let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Pa Family Audio File Style. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button before you go, and until next time, I'll see you later.